Okay, Assalamu alaikum students. This topic is about the moments, kurtosis, and skewness. All right. So I will just explain you briefly what is this concept about. I will not do any example, but I hope the whole concept is going to be clear after listening my this lecture. It's going to be short, but if you need um, exercise or examples of this, then please do let me know through comments. All right. Okay, so movement is having a very important um, concept in statistics because that helps us to understand any distribution. Its individual value is not so much self-explanatory, but when we use these values in further other formulas, then that helps us to understand a lot about the distribution. That we will understand once we will listen the whole lecture. All right. So movements. So far, what we need to understand that movements are some formulas which help us to understand the distribution. Now, the movement can go from first movement till the higher movement. First movement, second movement, third movement, fourth movement, five movement, higher movement, so on. We will just look at all the formulas to fourth movement. There are two kinds of movements. Movements about mean and movements. This is movements about mean and this is movements about origin. All right. What the difference between these two? Let's not go into detail because that scaling and all that thing is involved in it. But so far, we just need to memorize in a way that there are two different categories of formulas, right? One is known as movement about mean and movement about origin. Firstly, remember that movement about mean is this is the way to represent it that mu1, second movement about mean, mu2, mu3. And when you put the dash or prime, then that means the first movement about origin, second movement about origin, third movement about origin, fourth movement about origin. The formula is simple, which you have already learned. The same formula can be applied for both the simple data, like this is the example of a simple data, summation x minus x bar upon n. And if it is used for a group data, then I can simply write this formula as summation f x minus x bar upon summation f. Got it? So similarly, if I'm using the second moment about mean, then summation f into x minus x bar whole square, same old concept which we have done earlier. So these are the four movements about mean. And if I'm finding the movements about origin, I have used frequencies. That means I'm talking about the group data. And if I don't want to talk about the group data, then the first movement about origin will be equal to summation x upon n. The second movement about origin is summation x square upon n. So it all depends what kind of data is given to you, right? So I can find four kinds of movement if I'm covering till fourth movement, not the fifth movement and sixth movement. So four formulas, movement about mean, and four formulas for movement about origin. Okay. Now I can also find these four movements about mean by using the formulas, these four formulas of movements about origin. Mu1 is the first movement about mean, which is always zero. I will show you, I will tell you why, right? And over here, let's just remember one thing that the odd movements, okay, I'm writing here that the odd movements about mean is always equals to zero if and only if the distribution is symmetrical. Now, what is symmetrical? I'm going to tell you later on. Okay, so I have two ways to calculate the movement about mean. Either I can use these formulas and get the movement about mean, or if I don't want to use these formulas, then what I can do, I can use this relation. These are relation with, can you see the primes everywhere? So I can first of all calculate all four movements about origin and then use these formulas and get the answer. All right. Once you will do it, I do not need to read it. That is all clear on the screen. You can pause and then write down all the formulas. Okay. The second thing about, as I said, movements are used to calculate something else, which is important. The second important concept is skewness. Skewness tells the distribution symmetric, is the distribution symmetrical or not. Symmetrical means that if I plot the distribution, then the mean value of the distribution, the median value of the distribution, and mode all falls here in the center. So the mean equals to the median is equals to the mode. So that is a symmetrical distribution. All right. Which distribution is a symmetrical? Okay. But if I got these are known as skewed. There comes the skewness. Here it is more towards right. More, and remember the number line. On the number line, always the right hand side gives you the positive number and the left hand side brings you to the negative number. So it's right, positive. So that is known as the positive tail. It has a positive tail, or in other words, I can say it is positively skewed. So it is positively skewed. This one is negatively skewed. Okay, negatively skewed. So symmetrical means mean, median, mode will be in the center. In positively skewed, remember, first the mode comes and last the mean comes. And median is always in the center. This is the median. Median is always in between, not center, I should say. It's in between mode and mean. And when I talk about the negatively skewed data, in negatively skewed, first mean comes and last mode comes. And again, in between mean and mode, what comes? Median comes. All right, in between that, median comes. Okay, now is the data skewed or not? We cannot draw or plot it every time. This is the scenario behind it. But I can check through four formulas. First, Pearson's coefficient of skewness formula. Second, Pearson's coefficient of skewness formula. Third is quartile coefficient of skewness formula. And fourth one is movement coefficient formula. So movement coefficient is also represented by beta 1. All right. So what is the formula? First, Pearson's, or in some books you will read first Carl Pearson's coefficient skewness, which is mean minus mode upon standard deviation. Now you know how to find out mean of either it's a simple data or frequency data. You know how to find mode, just subtract it, divide the standard deviation. For the second formula, it is 3 times mean minus median upon standard deviation. Third is upper quartile plus the lower quartile minus 2 times the median upon upper quartile minus the lower quartile. And the beta 1. Beta 1 is a symbol which is used to represent the movement coefficient for skewness. All right. And what is the formula? What we need? We need two moments. Can you see? Have I drawn any prime over here? No. So that basically is a movement about mean. So third moment, take the third moment about mean and take the second moment. Third moment will come in numerator, second moment will come in about second moment about mean will come in denominator. I have to square this value and I have to cube this value. So remember the relation of 3 and 2. This is the third moment and I'm squaring the third moment. And here this is the second moment and I'm cubing the second moment. Just divide it and we will get the answer. So the question is what kind of answer will we get? We can get either the answer will be 0 or the answer will be positive or the answer will be negative. If it is 0, then we will say that the distribution is symmetrical. If the distribution is positive, then that means the distribution is positively skewed. Is positively skewed. And when I talk about the positively skewed, that means I'm talking about this, where the mode comes first, median, and mean. In other words, can I write over here that mode, the mean is greater than, I can write here for positive, I'm writing here, for positively skewed, I can give the statement that mean is greater than median is greater than mode. Okay. For negatively skewed, It's reverse. Mode is greater than median is greater than mean, right? Okay. And so this is negatively skewed. Any value comes in negative means the data is negatively skewed. Okay, so that is the story about the skewness. Skewness has more options that can be calculated through four formulas. Three the coefficient formulas, and fourth one is the movement formula. And the last related topic is kurtosis. Kurtosis, likewise, skewness tells either the distribution is symmetrical or not. Now, if the data is symmetrical, then there are three possibilities of symmetrical. Either it's a very high, has a very high peak, means majority of the values of the data is somewhere in the center, right? Normal distribution, we know that throughout, like for example, if I'm talking about some test or quiz, in the beginning, few students got less marks, few students got more marks, and on average students got marks in the center. But when I talk about this high peak one, the high peak shows that majority of the students got marks in center. Hardly anyone got very less marks. Hardly anyone got the maximum marks. When I talk about this flat kind of distribution, flat means many got less marks, many got average marks, many got maximum marks. It's kind of equally distributed, right? So this is what we call a proper normal distribution. And the good name for this, which you will always find in the books, is a kurtosis. This theory is known as kurtosis. This is known as mesokurtic. Okay. Now this high peak is known as leptokurtic. Leptokurtic. This is the high peak, and the flatter one is known as platykurtic. Okay, very different name. You might be listening it the first time, but it's very easy to memorize it. See, always remember the alphabetical order. In alphabetical order, L comes first, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So L comes first, it's on the top, then the bottom one is M, and then the P comes. Okay, so in that order. Now see this thing. Just remember the word laptop. So in the laptop, if I ignore P, then what is the word? Leptokurtic, right? Then the last one, how can you remember? Just remember the word play. But in between A and Y, just write T, platykurtic. Okay, so this is the easy way to remember. Again, there must be some formulas. As we have learned in this quiz, there are four formulas. But you can say luckily or unluckily, we have just one formula in kurtosis, that is represented by beta 2. Now just match with this. When I use the word beta 1, I use a formula related to the movements. Which movements? Movements about mean. So that gives me a very clear idea that beta 2, which is representing the kurtosis, must have some values of movements. You're right. What should be the values? That is fourth movement about mean divided by second movement about mean square. So this is the formula which will give me the answer. Now what answer are possible? The three answers are possible. Answer may be equals to 3. The answer may be less than 3, or the answer may be greater than 3. All right. So less than 3, equals to 3, greater than 3. And this is again the its value. This tells you that which, if it is equals to 3, then that means the distribution is normal. Okay. The distribution is normal if it is equal to 3. If it is greater than, it's more than 3, then it is lefty. Otherwise, it is platykurtic. All right. Okay, so that is about, that is all about kurtosis. So I'm writing here names also. This is a representing normal distribution. In other words, I can say it's a mesokurtic. All right. When it is less than 3, then it is platykurtic. I should write here less than 3. And when it is greater than 3, it is leptokurtic. So whatever answer will come through that, I can find out what is the is its peakness or flatterness in the distribution is. So that is all about the movement, 4 movements, and then the formula for the connection. Then this is about the skewness and the 4 formulas for skewness. And lastly, skewness answer will be 0, positive or negative, right? And kurtosis answer will be 3, greater than 3 or less than 3. Leptokurtic, mesokurtic, plateaukurtic.